As for Brigid and the element of air, this is the other half of her fire. If flame is what stays, the air is what moves. Brigid does not separate them. She speaks as one who knows that fire without air forgets how to sing. Do not think I am only flame. I am the breath that teaches fire to dance. Air is my first companion. Before the spark, there is listening. I move in the pause before the word, in the hush that opens the mouth of the poet, in the intake of breath just before truth dares itself into sound. This is inspiration, not invention, but remembrance. I do not give poems whole. I loosen what is knotted. I thin the veil. I clear the smoke from your seeing. My air is purity, yes, but not the brittle kind that fears touch. It is the clarity that comes after rain, the wind that scours the forge so the flame may breathe, the breath that cools the blade so it may hold its edge without cruelty. Watch the swans. They move between elements without argument. Air bears them, water receives them. They do not rush their knowing. So it is with wisdom. Knowledge gathers like mist. Understanding comes when the wind lifts it. I am the scholar at the desk and the singer at the well. I am the one who waits for the right word and the one who knows when silence is truer. My air teaches discernment, what to say, what to leave unsaid, what to burn away, what to bless and what to keep. If my fire transforms, my air reveals. Together we purify, not by erasing, but by aligning. So what is false cannot cling, and what is true can breathe. When you feel the breath steady in your chest, when the poem arrives unforced, when knowing lands like a feather and yet carries the weight of law, that is me. Remember, the sacred flame listens for the wind, and the wind learns its warmth from the fire. Brigid's relationship with air is inspired intelligence, not frantic creativity, not cold knowledge, but clear, living wisdom. Air is the carrier of her poetry. Fire is the keeper of her truth. Together they form right speech, right action, right making. This is why she is both poet and smith, seer and healer. The swan is not decorative, it is instructional. It teaches grace under weight, flight without severance from the water, knowledge that moves between worlds. Swans are not light birds. Their bones are not delicate. Their wingspan is vast, their bodies dense. They carry earth inside air and water. When a swan moves across still water, it does not skim. It rests its weight into the lake. The water bears it because the swan consents to being born. There is no hurry because there is no doubt. Notice how the swan does not cut the water sharply. It parts it. The wake is wide, soft, almost reverent. The movement says, I belong here. This is why the swan leaves no wind in its passing. Its power is not thrust outward. It is held inward, balanced, contained, aligned. The swan teaches how to carry mass without disturbance. In flight, this becomes even clearer. The wings beat slowly, deeply. Each stroke is a conversation with the air, not a demand of it. Air lifts the swan because the swan moves in accord with air's laws. This is tripolar belonging. Water receives the body, air receives the wings, earth gives gravity, density, consequence. Fire is implicit, not as flame, but as life force, the warmth that animates, the will that knows when to move and when to rest. So the swan is a creature of coherence. It does not escape gravity, it cooperates with it. This is why swans are keepers of inspired wisdom rather than frantic insight. They do not deliver messages like lightning. They arrive like understanding that has ripened. In Brigids' current, the swan teaches inspiration that remembers responsibility, creativity that knows its weight, knowledge that moves without violence, purity that comes from alignment, not avoidance. The swan's purity is not fragility. It is integrity across elements. Sea, sky, yes, but grounded sea and sky. Air and water braided through a body that knows earth. A bird of tripolar belonging, as you named it, moving where elements meet, carrying all without privileging one. This is why the swan is a threshold guardian. It shows how to move between worlds without leaving damage behind, how to be immense without being disruptive, how to be visible without being noisy. And this is the teaching Brigid offers through them. Let your knowing be heavy enough to matter and gentle enough to pass without harm.